What's up, Facebook? Guy Ferdman here, obviously, and wanted to share with you a insight, something I've been working on personally. I know a lot of you guys follow us. We have a bunch of people that we coach every day, and this conversation came up today, and I'm applying it to my own life as much as anybody else. So I've been posting about it here and there, but the last 3 months of my life have been beautiful and tumultuous at the same time. Lots of challenges. A great relationship of mine ended about 3 months ago. That's been difficult, but with a lot of opportunity at the same time. And other interests have showed up in terms of business, in terms of women, and a lot of other things. And like most things, when things easily come like a blessing or an opportunity, oftentimes you'll find that it turns on you and then becomes a challenge or a curse or something like that. And a lot of the things that come in as challenges or curses invariably become the blessings in your life. So what I'm looking for myself is on the days that I wake up and I don't feel like myself, or I'm struggling, or my energy is heavy and all that kind of stuff, and you start assessing it. You start becoming a scientist and looking at all these things, and invariably what's happening is you're focusing on the negative. You're focusing on what's not working, and because of that you start suffering, right? And you get a lot of that with the media. You constantly see like an event happen around the world, and then they start hyper-focusing on this event, and they make it seem like this thing is happening all over the world all the time. I mean, terrorism is a perfect example of something that, while it's awful, is killing a very small percentage of people in comparison to, let's say, heart disease, which is killing like 500,000 people in the United States every year, yet we're focusing so much on this problem. We put so many resources towards it, trillions of dollars, wars are fought in the face of this, and all because, a few hundred or a few thousand people are dying because of terrorist attacks a year. Now, again, I'm not saying we should allow those things to occur. I'm just saying, again, we're hyper-focusing on things that are really not a bigger problem. Maybe if we put $1 trillion towards investing in, curing heart disease, that would be a lot better. Anyway, my point is you always have a choice between suffering and struggling. And oftentimes I see people collapsing those two things all the time. We just had a 2.5-hour coaching group session with our Have It All community, and it's something that came up, right? Now, look, guys, the struggle of life, it's inevitable. Something is going to happen in your life that's going to challenge you. It's going to be a relationship or a business partnership, or you're going to lose money, or someone's going to piss you off or cut you off while you're driving, right? Like, that's the struggle. We go outside. There's things to deal with every day in reality as a human. We can't avoid that, right? And you can take struggle with ease, right? That's a context you can live inside of. But the issue is when you take struggle and you start suffering around it because you're attached that it needs to look some other way than it is. So the first thing to do is to just separate these two things, separate the struggle from the suffering. And look, if you're suffering right now, then you get clear on what's causing that suffering. So if I wake up in the morning and my energy's down, or I feel kind of heavy, or any of these things, I just check in with myself really quick. And what I ultimately realize is I'm hyper focusing on one area right now that's not really working well for me. And I'm trying to figure it out. And the thing is, I already have all the information in my head, so it's not like new information is going to come in. But the exercise here is to learn immediately that you're not taking responsibility for something, and you're definitely not focusing on the things that are working in your life. And I promise you, if you look at and you make a checklist of what's working and not working in your life, what's good and what's not good and good, you're going to put a lot more things on the good list, right? You probably have your health. Hopefully your relationships are good. Hopefully you're earning money. You have food on the table every single day. You're not dealing with like third world problems. That's a lot to be grateful for, because tomorrow, if your health goes to shit, you're going to have a much bigger problem to suffer over, right? So immediately I look for myself. I'm like, okay, what am I paying attention to right now? Okay, that's what I'm suffering about. I want to stop suffering. The quickest way to do that is to start giving yourself space to start being thankful. So I've written this in a post recently, but I will literally mutter out loud to myself, like, thank you. And recently I'm trying to slow it down so it really gets in. Thank you. And I'll make a short checklist of the things that I appreciate in my life. And now I can always appreciate my health. That's the most important thing. We say that, but it's not a cliche. the love that I have in my life from my parents, from other people around me that respect and love me and listen to me. Those things are crucial to my survival as a human being, and I'm very grateful for them. And then I'll say like silly things, like I love my electric toothbrush. I really fucking do. I've been alive for 33 years almost. I haven't had a single cavity in my life. I've been brushing with my electric toothbrush since I was 13 years old. I give it all the credit in the world. Get the electric toothbrush, guys, right? Like a first kiss, like a wine later on tonight, whatever, something silly, something funny, something that you can enjoy and laugh about. Like, context is everything in life. If you get out in the world every single day and you're getting cut, like cars are cut in front of you and that's pissing you off, guys, your context is that person is an asshole and they don't care about you. Of course they don't care about you. Right? They're a selfish bastard just like you are. So I have a context. So when somebody cuts me off, I always think to myself, oh, it's a clown. There's a clown in that car. He's late to a kid's party. And if he doesn't get there, he's not going to get paid and can't make rent this month. That shit makes me giggle to myself every single day. Now that context makes me stop suffering. Right? So again, people have been kind of coming up to me and like, I haven't been smiling as much. Like, I'm playful, but like I haven't been smiling as much. And I'll agree, like I just haven't been smiling as much as I normally am. And my family's concerned, so they keep giving me like these little pointers. And it's like, when your family always gives you pointers, it's difficult to listen to. And my struggle is, I just want them to listen to that I'm not suffering. I'm just struggling. And part of the struggle is that I'm appreciating that I got to go through something right now, that while it seems challenging and like it shouldn't be here right now, like it's an opportunity to learn something. I am so clear that all the things that I've had to go through over the last few months, without listing all my shit that's happened to me in the last few months, that this is going to create such opportunity in my life to grow as a human being, and that whatever is coming next, this beautiful blessing, this beautiful opportunity, the relationships, the money, the experiences, all of it are being seeded right now in this struggle, in this opportunity. And that's another way to say struggle, guys. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity, right? So look for yourself distinctions when there's pain of any kind in your life. I promise you what's going on is some kind of distinction breakdown between two things that are being collapsed together. In this case, against the struggle and the suffering. So I really invite you to look for yourself. If you have some kind of pain in your life right now, for those of you guys who are on here, if this is ringing true for you, feel free to sound off. But if there's some kind of suffering that's happening in your life, create that distinction. If you need a piece of paper, cut it down the middle, suffering, struggle, and get clear for yourself so that you can get back related to reality. Then take responsibility for the fact that you are hyper-focusing on what's not working right now. Take a look for yourself at what areas of life you can look at and be so grateful for that they're happening for you right now, that there's so many beautiful things in your life if you're willing to look at them. And from that space, take that suffering, take that struggle, and create a context of opportunity. What's the opportunity for you right now? What can you learn from this? Who can you share with what's opening up for you, and enroll your community and how that's going to impact your life, and what you see can get created in your future from this present moment. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for listening. Got a whole bunch more videos coming your way. Facebook Live. Have a happy Tuesday, everybody.